Ibarra from Yamabushi School of Jujutsu. He is a 7th Dan in Jujutsu and a 2nd degree black belt in Aikijujutsu. His Kodashi is George Escondido, and they're going to share some of their techniques with us today. Sensei Ibarra is also supervisor of the warrant division of the probation department for New York City. So, Sensei Ibarra.
Everybody warmed up? Feel free to ask some questions if you have any later on. What I like to do is just jump right into some work. We'll work a little kata stuff first, get ourselves really warmed up. A lot of the techniques that I'll be doing, you probably are familiar with in one form or another. What I'll do is I'll try to introduce you to some of the forms that aren't as popular, that cause a lot of nice pain. We like to talk about our pains as nice, crazy, and stupid. Do it a few times and you guys just get up. It's nice and formal, there's informal. Not here. Can you stop for a second? This is like a combination, wrist punishment, what we call wrist punishment, which is Nikyo this way, and pressure right on this little bone over here. Okay? The little bone at the edge, the side of the wrist, with your index finger. Pretty much, you're familiar with Yankyo, or one of these types of techniques, okay, which is normally applied to like a pressure point. I don't talk pressure points because they don't work on everybody. Just work on the little bone here. Just this part of your knuckle, just turn it right in here, and turn everything, direct all your energy right towards his belly button. Of course you're going to be kicking. Everything that I do is prefaced with some kind of a strike or a kick, whether I do it while I'm demonstrating or not. The kick and the punch is there because it doesn't make sense. We're not even in kata work. Okay, you got to get used to softening the guy up for these things to work. Nobody, those officers that are here can vouch for this. Nobody's going to let you do this to them. Okay, because this is the way we practice. No, come on, guy, you're supposed to relax because this is the way it works. That doesn't work on the streets. That's just not real. It's not reality. Okay, the guy's going to grab you. Soften them up again, and then you do your technique. Okay, it's the only way. It's the only way these things are going to work. There's no magic. Magic is in the dojo, and for audiences, for demos.
Roll. Finger goes into there. There you go. Now lock. Yes. Everything goes.
Once you get there, apply the pressure. Let him turn wherever he wants. Our balances that we have also is that everything is going to work on everybody.
My hands barely go around his wrist.
See this? This man's solid. This may not be the technique that you want to do on somebody like him on the street, but the technique goes here. Showing this pose with this. You don't have to grab. Just take your hand, rotate it out. There. This is the one that's holding. This is the one you're really going to control with. And this, just rotate right there. Turn it over to him. Right here. This finger, right towards his belt. Same with the same principle. That's all you're doing. He's there. Make sure he stays on you. Just press. His arm is stiff. His arm is stiff right now, which sort of kills this a little bit. Just use another part of your body to bend people. So what happens if you went down? Guy with stiff arms, say, oh, he didn't go down fast enough. First of all, he goes down like that, I don't do this. He goes down like that, I do this. Okay. Drop. Just keep the pressure going. Now, he's turned all the way around. So what you want to do is rotate this real small here. Small. Okay?
The arm being 2 feet.
Yes.
Grab here. Up here. Up here. You want to keep his hands on. Keep him on you. Rotate.
Are you working on the a weapon retention?
You're going to draw. I'll grab your hand. Keep you going.
Okay, right.
For whatever reason, there's a couple of people. You're coming off. Hold on. I can't get it out. It's almost here. You can still draw your weapon. Pull it out. That's good. Let's move over him. You still got your gun. And you got him on the floor.
What do you do for the weapon retention if I come over? Say your feet, okay?
I also you come in here. If I have no other way of doing it, I'll let you.
That's what we need to work on, because our retention system works.
Protecting that one spot. And the guy will come around and make you silly with the other hand. We've had cops in the work repeatedly. Biggie, just, I mean, he took the gun already. What's he doing with that hand? He's not going to sit there. We're not in a dojo. He's bashing me up against everything. And Andino on 49th Street in the Bronx. This is what he dropped it. That's who they got. No, I want one guy. If I have you pinned with one, the other hand's going to do the other work. If you're behind me, you're going to go for here. Crash it, break it. Not like you go for it. That's the deal. You go for the other guy. We'll work on some.
That's what we need, yeah. That's when we talk.
Okay. It's like a knee. You need to have the elbow bent. So you try to create that bend. You can't. You break the elbow. Okay, with the straight arm. It gives you the elbow. You want to work on the wrist. You destroy the whole arm. I go for the easiest target that I can get. If I here, I only have your wrist, so I go for it. You give me your whole arm, I'll break down.
So we get the arm to bend, get these stiff arms.
If he stiff arms, right there's no way to get his arm to bend. What you do here is just slip in. Stiff arm. That's all elbow. Okay. I showed you this here. Now, if you're used to doing the martial arts stuff, your uke tends to bend his elbow for you, and you get a nice, good, pure nikyu. If you find out that that the man wants to get away from the pain, from this, he'll keep his arm straight. Now, you're not going to stand here and struggle with this while this guy gets away from the pain and kills you. There's a better target. Keep your grip, slide up to the elbow. Forget this. We work on this one and this one. These are the two main joints that we work on. Because you break this or this, that arm is useless. And they're easier. It's a small section. So you've got to hit this one here. Instantly, you've got to realize, if you come down here, there's resistance, you just move in. And you don't move in for control. You move in. Hey! Right there, come together. Come together.
Because he doesn't feel anything.
Right there. It's you, not the technique. Okay?
Is the body hitting the arm?
Yeah, you've got to. Now, I don't want you all to hit each other hard because you don't want to get hurt. But basically, it's here. You want to take this here, and see his elbow is right on my arm. Did you feel that? It's right here. All I have to do is lift this. Now he goes down to eliminate pain, but my knee's in his face, so he's going to come back up when he drops. Okay. I just keep the pressure. Okay, there we go. Very gentle. Take your arm, right on the elbow, and then lift this. Up. Right up. That's it. Okay? You okay?
Yeah.
You all right?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, for now, just one. Okay? That's pressure. Snap. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? Snap it. Remember, everything you do has to fit either one or both of those areas. You got to live with one, and you might have to live with the other one by force. So. You don't even have to reach for these. You know, this is like a waist. Put it back on the waist. No, you have no reach. This is a real waist. You want the guy. You want to cuff the guy over here. What's he do? He's off balance. Give it to him. You don't want to put it. Put your hand in. Higher. Put it higher.
I can't. Don't bend that way.
Sure. Now. Remember, just about 90% of the stuff we do that's not throws involves these two joints. So you constantly work on shifting from one to the other. So I'm coming in for the Kansetsuwaza, he bends his elbow. Oh, how sweet. Where'd you feel the pain now? Right there. That's it. Right there. Okay? The trick, remember, the trick behind practice is to be able to switch from one thing to another. A lot of places, a lot of systems, especially modern 70s and 80s systems, we eliminate that. There's too many techniques to learn. We concentrate on doing these 5 and this. Okay, that's great. If you're doing this for a lifetime, like Shuso Sedai is doing, and I do, George, we've been doing this for years and years and years. You don't practice 2-3 techniques for the rest of your life over and over. You have a whole array of techniques. Why? You can move from one to the other. People are different. Not every technique works for everybody. That's another big fallacy that a lot of instructors have. Not every technique works for everybody, and it doesn't make sense for you to stand there on the street trying to make a technique work if your life is on the line. But since they taught it this way, it's supposed to work. This is not the way it's supposed to work. What you do after years and years of practice is you develop an ability to move from one technique to another, so that you have a choice. You run up against a giant monster and you try to nikyu and it doesn't work. Go for Kansatsuwaza. Kansatsuwaza doesn't work. Shift into Shihonagi. Shihonagi doesn't work. Throw him with a Makikomi. Get him with an Uchimata right up into the groin. Whatever. But you've got to be able to move and adapt to the person that's attacking you. Okay, so what you learn, this is the reverse of what we did before. We go for the elbow, he bends it, bring him into yeah, bring him into
When it's here, forward.
see the elbow was this way. Okay? Not as effective. He bends it there. Go for the wrist. You want to keep it. Keep it straight. When you're applying the pressure, it's got to be straight. I could have bent it afterwards. Because you did. I put the pressure going like this and I trapped it. But when you apply that pressure, it's got to be straight. Even if it's just for a second. Same side. Now you can use this one to use the wrist punishment.
So if I grab it the same way. Not that bad before.
It's your weapon in here. Again, we're working on what?
Elbow.
The elbow. Yeah. Now, once you've got him here, give him a nice shot, get the knee, get something, do something else to get him. Don't stay here frozen, what am I going to do? He's not resisting, so he gets the full effect of what I'm doing. Okay. Now, even if I'm cranking this up to break, bends his arm a little bit, that will affect the results of this. Okay. It'll hurt, it may not hurt as much, even if I come cranking up in here. So from here, you've got to be ready for a different combination to follow up. Come up in here. Keep this here. Keep it here. Because what he wants is in here. For now, you want to keep it there. So you crank it up, crank it back down, crank it back here, and what do you at? You're back on his elbow. From the side, trap it. Okay. He's already turning his elbow the other way. So I got to do that. So you start getting to feel. Good. I touch his hand. I know where his elbow is. On the side now. It's not here. He turned it. I can feel it down here. By the way he's grabbing me. So I can't just shoot up. Because see what happens. So if I feel it immediately, I know where his elbow is. I'm going to have to go down. Again, I'm working on the Kansatsuwaza, elbow lock. And he's real nice. His arm is in his hand is in a nice, turn your face the other way, away from me. Okay. Okay. I'm sure you're all familiar with that. It makes, if you close your fist, you tend to tighten up. Unless you're doing like a, one of these strikes down like I did from the top. Like one of these things. If you do open your hands, it does give you a better flow of energy. So when you're coming up, okay, for control, it gives you a lot. If you just want to smash it, no big deal. You want to concentrate over this right here. Okay, so you have a choice. If you're doing it nice and form, class-wise, this does work. Okay? This he manages to pull it out. Okay, always going with the flow.
Oh, yeah.
I also assume you're working with whoever you're working with and you want, okay? You're free to change whatever you want.
Either way. Yeah, now it's noble. Before it's
What I want you to do is this here. Just crank it over. I want to get it down, so just take his mind off. Exactly. Depending on how hard it is, he may buckle a little bit. Buckles a little bit, and take him down. Whoa, nice. All right, again, you go with the flow. I just said that this gentleman here. Okay. The guy does something strange to you, just go with the flow. He'll stay with you. Just maintain contact. Okay, the last thing he expected was that he'd end up here like this. Right? What's your name? Excellent. What's your name? Mike. Mike. You all right?
Yes.
Okay. So always maintain contact and go with the flow of your man. Okay? Remember, everybody tries to get away from pain. None of us likes pain. So people will do the strangest things to get out of pain. Okay, flipping is a biggie. Constantly, in fact, there's a lot of schools you go to, and that's, they give you a kote gash. You give them a kote gash, they take the fall, they turn around, they're standing on their feet. And you say, yeah, but if I give you a kote gash and you take that fall, you're not going to get up. But if you want to do that, go ahead. So you take the kote gash, you turn over, then you end up on another lot. You follow that person. Don't assume that because you threw him, he's going to be gone. Give you a short story. National champion in judo, a friend of mine, Rudy Velez, who's now an attorney in our Supreme Court. This man is this big. I don't know how big that is, but I'm supposed to be 5'9". He's this big, like this wide. Judo champion. Years and years. The kid's been on the mat since he was like a little boy. In Brooklyn, this guy tries to mug him. He gets him, he busts you an eye, shoulder throw. It's on cement, sidewalk. Whoa! Guy gets up. Gets up again. Whoa! Guy gets up again. About 4 or 5 times he throws this guy on cement. Guy's bleeding. He's still coming at him. Finally he said, the hell with this. He got out of there. The guy was like rubber. Okay? Now, if you have judo, anybody here had judo experience, if you take somebody in a nice Ibarra right over the top, if you know how to do one, and you drop them on cement, theoretically that person shouldn't get up. The big key there is theoretically. The reality is that it does happen. So what happens, you got to follow it up. Never assume that because you did this to the guy's out. You can't. You can't. Certainly in law enforcement, you never assume that because you're going to follow it up anyway. For everybody else, always follow it up with some kind of control. Got to get up and kill you. If you didn't have a weapon out, you may have one hidden. Pull that out and do you in. And there you go. I don't know what your policy is on chokes, but chokes are really great as long as you get it in. This is going to hit. Place him. He's yours. He's yours unless you've got reservations about breaking somebody's neck. This is basically a blood choke. I always do blood choke, especially in class, because it's dangerous to come across the trachea. And if you're on the job and you break somebody's trachea, boy, you're going to lose your pension. Okay? This, no. Not this. Always give him the crook of your arm so that he's got plenty of room for his Adam's apple. What you do is you squeeze side to side. Basic Aikijujutsu. Judo. Come in here, take it. Squeeze. What you do is don't fight him, because he's going to tighten up. Don't fight him. You relax and just keep tightening it up. And you'll see me do it. If you saw my video, you saw I kept shaking the guy back and forth. And each time you shake the guy, he's dropping lower and you're choking tighter. And it's all you do. And just keep unbalancing until he drops. And when he drops, if you don't drop with him and he drops, you're going to do some damage to the neck. It's up to you. Thank you. Right. Okay. Anybody want to volunteer? I don't get too many volunteers. Oh, you're always volunteering. Okay. Slap it out. Just slap it. Okay? You're not going to do anything to that hand. Come in. Now you move back. You move back because you don't want to stay here and let him have his leverage of standing up straight on you and doing something and moving. Okay? So you want to take him with you. So. For sure. Slowly. What he does is he drops his chin because he knows what's coming. But he goes anyway. Remember what happened? Here's what happens. We're not doing it, but you will be doing out there. Slow. I won't. Bang! I'm going to be hitting him. If he puts his chin down, he's going to get hit. Anyway, this comes across here. So his head is going to go up or sideways. He will get hit, he will react, and you sink underneath. Okay? The choke will get in. And it doesn't matter how big he is, he will get choked. The difference is whether he drops his chin. Drop your chin. He drops his chin. Like, you know what that does? He drops his chin, leave it there. I can't get his arms out. Okay? Yeah. You alright? No Adam's apple. His chin was in the way. I don't care. I don't want his chin. What do I want? Sides of his neck. Sides of his neck. He can drop this wherever. He can take a stick and put it here so that I can't come across. I don't care. I just want this. You felt the choke, huh? Yeah. Alright? So it doesn't, size doesn't matter. The size does matter in your approach in getting in on the guy. Okay, I don't want you to think that I'm walking out and say you're going to be able to choke any monster that you face. If a guy is big and strong, like I said before, you're going to have to fight this guy to get what you want. Okay, no move comes automatic. You have to earn it. It's a fight. Okay, it's a fight. The guy's not going to say, okay, go ahead, choke him. You know, okay, I'm not going to resist you because I know what you're going to do. No, you've got to fight this guy. So you expect resistance at all the time. With Paul, he drops his chin, which is a normal reaction. You don't want anybody hurting your Adam's apple. Drop it. I don't care. I want this. I want this. So I put him out. Put him to sleep. Key here is not this. No big circles. Tiny. Tiny. Watch me squeeze my wrist till they dry. Okay, grab tight. Tight. Okay? So no matter how hard, nice and tight. Nice and tight, real tight. Okay? And you never work on two. Okay? I do two for the release. Okay? I do two for here. But you never really are working, you're really only concentrating on one. I only really want one to get over. Because it's impossible for me to be fighting him in this position, trying to fight both his grabs. You try single, try double. Just make sure the other person grabs you tight. Okay, nice and tight. So your fingers lose their ability to see. My fingers are flexing. They won't open unless I force them over. And just do this. Okay? So double or single wrist grab. Sankyo. Okay. Take this. So this, by the way, I can take this slide and set it up in the seal with one person in it. I can go, that hurts, but, oh, that one. Okay. You can raise it all you want.
Until you turn it, right?
Until you turn it. Oh, in this case, I have it. Going for the sun. Working the sun. Now from here, what you want to do is take the sun cube back to your ear. Now, if he moves back, he releases pain. Well, walk faster. See? I have to turn. I have to do this. Stop his movement. Okay. Beginning here. Okay. You've seen this on Bernie's tapes. Diameter. Sweep. Get the guy here and he starts to turn on you. Keeps turning on you. Just move it up. And lock it up. Right. Lock it up right. You can go anywhere with it. We haven't I touched it. I touched it. Kind of grip. Keep that pain in there. Break this in here. Good, you're flexible. And all you do is maintain this grab here. You just go back towards his center. See my finger here? Going back towards his belly. Very good. Hey, try it. Hey! Very softly, because George has a mother and a girlfriend. The trick behind practicing, guys, all the techniques, they're all painful. A lot of the stuff we do is very dangerous. Okay? Is do them slow, especially in the beginning stages. Do them slow. We do our techniques. George has been working with me for a long time. We get used to each other. I know how much pain I can give George. George knows how much I'm going to dish out. He's going to let me know. You have to know each other's signals. Okay? When you're in class, when you're working with strangers, you never do something that would be, I wouldn't take one of you guys up here and say, I'm going to do this technique and demonstrate it, because you're going to panic. Understandably so. Okay? Shihan Yanazawa, who's, I usually bring in from Japan. First time he came to New Jersey, somebody else had brought him in, he asked this gentleman to grab his lapel. He told him, grab hard. He went like this, boom, broke it. Broke it. Broke this kid's wrist. The kid didn't know what he was going to dish out, and he didn't know what he was going to dish out, because he picks techniques out of, out of wherever. You aren't prepared. So if you don't know somebody, okay, it's very difficult to work with them. You don't know what their pain tolerance is. When you do know each other, the tendency is to go the other way. Oh, we know each other, we can crank it a little more. No, don't do that. Practice nice and safe. Those are my only glasses. We have a few. Okay, one over here. I have to soften him up a little bit. Because one of the things, the guy gets you in here. Remember, you're in the same position that I put you in before. You don't know if he's going to choke you out. Okay? So you don't have a long time to stand here and go, what am I going to do? To get your throat out, work your way in, Hansatsuwaza, hammer lock, wrist lock, and then the bread and butter, which is here. that's the one, that's my bread and butter. Because that way just lends itself. Hit down. Pop him.
You're blocking him.
Yeah. This slides right in. Pop him over. He holds on, take a fall. Sure, all of you would prefer to fall on your body on the floor, right? Take the body with you. Yeah. But basically we'll do something. If I strike, time kill. Wrist. Like I said, almost everything can be worked out. Hey!